Hey everyone, welcome to Nakama News. I'm your host Jordan, and this is my co-host Jamie. Today we're bringing you a new chapter review. We got One Piece 1102, and Jamie's going to kick you off the news.
Yeah, well, sales of tissues have risen drastically as One Piece author Eiichiro Oda finds a way to make literally everybody cry.
Literally everybody. In related news, wishing someone a happy 10th birthday has a completely new meaning now.
Also, new personality switch invention allows you to have a split personality. We finally have a good explanation for why my ex was so mean to me.
This is Nakama News, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Nakama News, you'll see friendship when you view Nakama News. Well, everyone lends a helping hand or two. I'm glad you could stick around for a minute now. You're always welcome back. Nakama News.
All right, Goldie, we're back again.
We're back!
We're back.
Another chapter, 1102. We're still not done with this flashback.
But we might be now.
Well, we might be.
Yeah.
Just in time for the holidays.
Yeah. 1102, The Life of Kuma. It's exciting.
It is.
I feel like this whole flashback has been the life of Kuma, so this should really be like the death of Kuma.
Oh, Jesus, brutal. He's not dead yet.
It's kind of dead.
He is kind of dead.
We have a cover page, a cover request again. At this point, I think Oda is literally trolling you and me because they just keep getting weirder. This one is Bonney not waiting to stuff her face at a meal with a pack of wolves who carefully built up a huge stash of hot dogs.
Stuff her face. God.
Yeah, obviously, this is maybe a metaphor for capitalism.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We got starting off. We had the Bonney Pirates, the rise of the Bonney Pirates. We saw that they were being hunted by Marines. She was
why? Yeah, it was funny why they're being hunted by Marines though. It's because she's
hurting babies and old people.
Yeah, sure. She's just turning the Marines into them, but they're like, no, she's hurting old people and children.
Can't just be she's a pirate. She's got to be hurting babies.
I almost sympathize with the Marines because that would look really messed up.
I mean, if I was a Marine, I would definitely be like, we got to capture this person. That's terrible.
Yeah, she's hurting babies. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah.
She also brought up Nika, and she said, well, if we're going to take our time searching for Kuma, we might as well look for Nika too. So, technically she was looking for Luffy, even though she didn't know it.
Yeah, just add them all to the list, Start looking for Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, Nika, everybody. Luffy's mom. I don't know.
Luffy's mom. Oh, God, it got brought up again.
Yeah, what'd you think of the Bonney Pirate rules?
It was funny. I laughed. Plunder whatever from bad guys, rob them blind, and don't kill or don't help a soul unless they really need it.
Unless they
really
need
a soul.
That's very much kind of a Luffy kind of motto, or like... So
we're not a hero, we do what we want, but if someone needs help, we're going to help them.
I feel like Oda's really kind of, I don't know, laying the groundwork for Bonney potentially joining the Straw Hats. She's got a lot of similar kind of ideas and thoughts on life as Luffy does. They're very similar characters.
I can see it.
I don't know what role she would play on the crew. Maybe she would be kind of that apprentice that they don't have, kind of like Shanks and Buggy. In the flashbacks, but
I mean, she is literally a child, just like they were.
But just think of how much Sanji's going to be in the kitchen, bro, if she joins.
Well, I mean, he's already got Luffy.
He literally has zero time to train. He's going to be just cooking.
God, I hope Sanji doesn't make that awkward.
Yeah, we did get the answer to the question we were all asking, which is where did the piercing come from? And it was just that so Kuma could recognize her.
Mm-hmm. And then she put lipstick on or makeup on or something instead.
Yeah, she's trying to look older. I respect it. Trying to pass off as an adult. So
well, it helps when you can literally change your body into an adult's body. So.
Sure, it's cute when she does it, but it's concerning when I do it. Okay. We do get some of the world's reaction to Luffy's defeat of Arlong, which is happening at this timeline of the story, which is interesting.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, more Dragon, which is good. I feel like we're really hyping up Dragon this arc, which is always a good thing. I really am a fan of that.
What are the odds he shows up?
50-50. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, those are good odds. I like it.
Yeah, well, he knows, he was talking to Vegapunk or Shaka at the beginning of the arc. He knows stuff's going down. He saw stuff in the paper. The last we saw, the island, the Revolutionary Army headquarters, he wasn't there. Him and Ivankov weren't, or him and Sabo weren't there. It was just Ivankov. So I do think
Yeah,
he might show up.
I hope so. That would be cool.
But
They need it.
we saw the rarest thing of all, which is Smoker in the manga
It's
post
been
time
so
skip.
long.
I
Smoker.
know. It's good to know Oda still remembers this guy. Is it kind of weird that Ace was bragging to Jinbei that his little brother beat Arlong? Like Jinbei and Arlong were kind of friends, so it was kind of like a big fu to Jinbei, like, haha, my buddy's better than yours.
I don't know. I mean, does Ace know their relationship at the time? Does Jinbei really like Armstrong, or did he just grow up with him? Like,
Yeah, good call. I don't think Jinbei really is proud of Arlong. I think he's more just like he's that disappointing relative that we all
that
have.
crappy cousin that you grew up with that you never liked.
Exactly. Yeah. Screw you, AJ. Just kidding.
Call out, the call out.
I was kidding.
And then the story moves on, and we get to see Kuma going on his last journey. We see him over at Egghead with Vegapunk. He's talking about the progression of the Pacifista. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really take anything from that, but they just kind of commented on it. We saw Vegapunk getting told about Luffy being Dragon's son. And
Yeah,
what time in the story was that?
Yeah, it was kind of before Marineford in that time period in pre-time
Yeah.
skip. So I don't think a lot of people knew that information, and it's surprising that he told them. But kind of like how Kuma says, it's like Vegapunk's going to be looking at his memories anyway, so he might as well just tell him now.
Yeah, there's no point in hiding it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little interesting that he told him the way he did because we know that the government's like spying on them with snails and stuff. So,
True.
like, I was just like, maybe be a little more secretive about it. But
nah, they're fine. Well, the government knows. Clearly, they announced it at Marineford.
That's true.
What if that was how they found out?
I wonder if this is how they found out. Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Son of a biscuit.
We go on to Thriller Bark, and we see Zoro. Nothing happened, but from Kuma's perspective, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kuma's like, yeah, this would be enough to knock out even me, and then he also said, I think the world government would be okay if I only took Luffy's head. So, do you think he originally intended on killing Luffy before Zoro stepped in?
I don't think Kuma ever intended on killing Luffy. I don't think he wanted to. I think he was looking for an excuse because by this point he knows that he's Dragon's son, so he would never want to kill him. So,
and he was gonna be like, he also knew that he was gonna have his personality erased soon. So it's like he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's already a dying man. So I don't think so. I thought it was kind of cool how he did validate how strong that bubble of like pain was that Zoro took. You know, he's like, this would even knock me out. Like so. So Zoro taking that after the Ursa's shock attack and Zoro's fight with Ryuma zombie.
Yeah, he was already so beat up. That was crazy. Zoro's a
top tier.
Zoro's a tank.
Top tier moment for sure. They briefly show like the world government, like how they ordered Kuma to be present for the Marineford for Whitebeard fight. I don't necessarily think that that's like a huge anything. Just more so setting the timeline of like cool Easter eggs of stuff that's happening at that time.
And it's interesting hearing it because we know that at Marineford he had already lost his personality, but I don't know if he knew that was going to happen when he heard that.
Yeah, and now we know, you know, that's like the next time he sees Ivankov too is at Marineford, and
yeah,
he said that
scene has so much more punch to it now.
Yeah, the whole part of like I'll never forget your face or you'll never forget my face or whatever, and he forgets his face. Who would have thought?
So crazy that Oda wrote that scene like 5 years before he wrote this one.
I know he's doing a really good job of like fitting this story into the actual story because there's no way he could have planned all of it, but the way that he's doing it is really impressive.
And then we jump over to Sabaody. We see Bonnie's original opening scene where she's eating pizza. That's where we first saw her. We see Kuma watching her through the window, though. So he's getting one last look. He says, "This is the last time I'll ever see you." That was sad.
Yeah, no, it's kind of cute to see that he gets to actually see Bonnie a little bit and like kind of spy on her. But unfortunately, we know like this next part. It's crazy to me because you know, Kuma then hears about Luffy punching Charlos at the slave house or whatever, and he goes over there and he's like, "Oh my gosh, like this is a death sentence. Like you can't do that." It's crazy to know that was just all random happenstance. Like Kuma just happened to be there looking at.
I wonder why he was there in the first place.
I think he was there because Bonnie got there because it was like
yeah, that would make sense. Crazy. Technically, Bonnie saved Luffy just by being on Sabaody.
Some of that plot armor for the main character there, you know, like
it's her pre-intro to the possibility of joining the crew. She already saved Luffy.
I always thought Kuma had shown up like under the world government's orders to attack the Straw Hats, and then he saved them because of that. But it turns out he was just already there.
Yeah, no, I
So
thought the same thing. Here's about Luffy punching Charlos. We hear that he hears that it was to protect a fish man. So I don't know why they said that. Just cause.
yeah, I don't know. With Kuma and his Buccaneer race, it makes me think just is there more of a historical significance to fishmen that we have yet to discover? There's obviously like intimately tied with the ancient weapons and stuff, and then kind of the start of fisherman racism when the ancient robot attacked. I just feel like Oda's just dropping these little breadcrumbs of like, oh, it's interesting that he protected a fishman. Like maybe that's just something that Nika would do, or Nika was really tight with the fishman. I just
True, that could be.
yeah,
And they also said that they hadn't nothing that nobody had punched a celestial dragon in hundreds and hundreds of years. And I
yeah.
don't know if we've heard that before. That sounds like a new little tidbit.
Yeah, I think their specific thing was no one has done anything this bold for hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's like, was that punching a celestial dragon, or laying or waging war on Marijua or the world government or
Or is
Emu?
all of it combined?
Yeah, and it's tough because hundreds and hundreds of years could be 200 years ago with the ancient robot and kind of that revolution, or it can be 800 years ago with the kind of the Great War. So it's hard to say what that means, but it's kind of cool. It's just saying like Luffy did something very significant, though he had
Mm-hmm.
no clue kind of the historical ramifications of it.
Well, it was significant enough that they called it treason, which I
Yeah,
don't know how you call it, I don't know how you accuse a pirate of treason. They aren't exactly aligned to a government, but
yeah.
still.
Well, punching a celestial dragon's like the world's biggest no-no. So
Kuma was proud to have helped guide the Straw Hats. He's talked about that specifically. Um, I don't know, dude. I guess it's interesting to see that he was kind of intentional about it. I don't know if he would have been if Luffy wasn't Dragon's son. I
yeah,
wonder
he
if he
did.
still would have done what he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Good question. Maybe because he kind of took a liking to him because he was a rubbery guy who people seem to like rally behind.
Well,
So
he
he
said like at least once or twice in this chapter alone that Luffy reminded him of Nika.
exactly, yeah. So I think the dragon stuff just helps, but I'm sure he probably would have saved the Straw Hats either way, just with how much Nika vibes he gets out of it.
Mm.
But
And as he's sending Luffy away, we see a thought bubble, and he says, "Your friends aren't ready for the new world yet."
yeah, like I'm not doing this to hurt you. I'm literally trying to just prepare you guys for the new world. You just see more of the intention and kind of, you know, Kuma was always like on their side from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he definitely was, and he also after that. Well, I guess it was still kind of a thought, but he thought about how Luffy would save the world someday. So does Kuma know that Luffy's Nika, or is he just giving off intense? You seem like Nika vibes.
I think, yeah, I don't think he knows that Luffy is like has the devil fruit of Nika or Nika's devil fruit or whatever. I just think he gets a lot of those kind of vibes, like you said, from him right now, and it's something that he wants to invest in.
Let's do some trivia.
Let's do some trivia. Cool, cool, cool.
I think I started last week. You wanna take it away this time around?
Yeah, I'll start. We get a little bit of kind of Luffy's, pre-time skip stuff where Luffy beats the Arlong Pirates. Arlong's obviously a fish man.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you could just name for me 5 different fishmen from One Piece.
Oh, interesting. King Neptune.
Yep.
Hachi.
Yep.
Does Arlong count?
He does. It's kind of cheating because I just said his name.
All right,
But
I'll
you
see if I
could
can get more.
yeah.
Jinbei.
Yep.
Shirahoshi.
Yeah. Weepy Hoshi.
Weepy Hoshi. I'm forgetting the mom's name. Crap. What's the princess's or the queen's name? Hold on. I gotta think about this for a sec. I was doing so good. Now I'm blanking.
You were really, yeah. I mean, you still got Arlong.
Manboshi. He's one of the brothers.
Sounds good. You could have said like Fisher Tiger or,
True.
who's the chick the little starfish, Papagoo?
He's a fish man?
Well, I guess he's just a starfish that wanted to become a human. So I don't know. He willed himself to life.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that was fun. That was fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Ding, ding,
Now
ding.
your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. Ding, 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 ding.
I wanted it. My question's also about Arlong.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So, after Fisher Tiger was killed by Marines, Arlong went on a rampage against the Marines in revenge. And when he did, he was eventually defeated by an admiral. Which admiral defeated Arlong?
Wow. He's defeated by an admiral. So I mean, it'd probably be either Kuzan, Kizaru, or Akainu. It was an actual admiral.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I do not remember. I do not. I'm gonna guess Kizaru.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You got it.
Wow. I don't remember
Yeah,
any of that
man.
context.
It was only like a little scene, but yeah, you see Arlong, like just really angry, looking up at Kizaru. He's got like a hat on, like a fedora looking hat. Kizaru's got like a fedora on. He's smoking. He's like poking Arlong in the face. It's kind of cool.
Wow. I don't remember. I'll have to watch that. I do not remember that one bit. I just was
It
like,
wasn't exactly a big long part. It was probably just like a small scene.
damn. Well, they could have done a better job, and maybe Nami wouldn't have been so traumatized. So
Brutal.
And then we get to Kuma's last wish. Like he's with Vegapunk in the lab. It's kind of that final time frame before he gets his memories completely wiped. And there's a couple very interesting introductions here or conversations, And the first one is Saturn's talking to Vegapunk, and he's telling him he demands that they install a self-destruct mechanism in Kuma in case he goes AWOL. So I thought that was really interesting. Do you think they did install a self-destruct mechanism in Kuma?
Yes, but mostly because Saturn directly addresses that. He's like, "I'm also a man of science, and if you don't install it, I'll know."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Vegapunk had a choice there.
Yeah, and I think my guess is like how I think it would be really interesting for the story if this ends up being a foil for Saturn himself. Like they go to just like destroy or like self-destruct Kuma, and it ends up kind of Pedro style taking out Saturn.
Oh yeah, that's a cool thought. Is
Yeah.
he installed it, but he didn't install it the way Saturn wanted him to. It does something different.
Or just like the way that it goes off is just like to Saturn's detriment. Like if it wouldn't have been there, Saturn wouldn't have died or got hurt. But maybe Kuma self-destructs and takes Saturn out with him.
Man,
yeah,
you're getting me excited. This is gonna be epic.
They do another kind of reference to the command hierarchy that we saw with kind of the pacifista. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if that was known before that Kuma is along that too, but I guess people can order him around, and there's a hierarchy for that, and the Gorsei are on top of that too.
Yeah, so he's basically treated like another pacifista. He's in the same hierarchy. So I'm curious if Saturn will just have, if Kuma does show up, will Saturn just have full command over Kuma right away?
Maybe. I mean, and then they also introduced the personality switch that can kind of split your personality. And obviously Saturn says, absolutely not, can't put that in. We're wiping this dude's memories for good. But it seems kind of like a Chekhov's gun where Vegapunk introduced it. So maybe it's there.
It would be cool. I'm definitely not going to say no. Like, it seems like Saturn was really cracking down, and like, I don't know, you would think that they would be like, all right, somebody go check now. Does he have can he switch his personality? But
yeah. And maybe, who knows? Because obviously Vegapunk's really sad at the end. It really looks like Vegapunk's like destroying this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like Vegapunk would have had that reaction if he wasn't doing it for real.
There have been a lot of kind of references to possible things for Kuma that could still have him have part of his personality. One of them is like the beginning of Egghead when Lilith says, like, no matter what you do, you can't get rid of like the human desire in these kind of robots or like the clones or whatever. Then you get this personality switch too, and we've also had like that memory bubble and the Seraphim Kuma floating around. So there's like all these different ways I feel like Oda could take Kuma's story to possibly like resurrect him or keep him alive or give him kind of his personality back for a brief moment. I just don't know how. Which one do?
I'm rooting for the route where, because Vegapunk says he's like studying Kuma's memories. So I'm rooting for the route where Vegapunk figures out a way to like clone his memories, as you have said, like into a Seraphim or into another body or into the ancient robot or something
ancient
like
robot.
That. Ancient robot.
He just puts him on a USB stick and
Kuma self-destructs and explodes, and suddenly we see Vegapunk's transferred his memories into something else. That's the happy ending I'm rooting for, dang it.
Hey, if Pell can survive his explosion, Kuma can survive anything.
Pell.
Yeah.
Never forget him for living.
It was kind of cute. Kuma overhears Vegapunk fighting for him, which I thought was kind of a significant thing. Not that it matters too much, but at least, they have that moment where Kuma knows like Vegapunk really cares for him.
Yeah, that's good. I would hope he would think that after he saved his daughter, but one last piece of validation here.
100%. And then we finally learned like Kuma did in fact ask to be programmed to protect the Straw Hats ship at Sabaody after his memories erased. So that was all intentional, and that's where that came from.
Man, so many reveals. Like we all kind of pieced this all together by now, but just to see all of these things that took us years to piece together in 1 or 2 chapters, it's crazy.
Yeah, Oda's really putting a good like beautiful bow on this story. Like the way that he's fitting this in like a glove to the stuff that we've already seen, it's really nice, and it answers some questions that I didn't necessarily think I need answered, but it's still nice to get them. You know,
for sure.
more,
and he's doing it, and he's wrapping the whole thing up right before the holidays, which is super neat. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Why does it gotta make everyone depressed right before Christmas?
Dang it, Oda.
Yeah. Right before they like pull that lever to erase the memories, Kuma like pushes out his actual memories, or makes that copy of the memories, so Vegapunk can study it. But they make that reference like if you touch it, it'll disappear, but otherwise Vegapunk can study it. Here's my question to you: do you think if Bonney would never have touched that bubble and it wouldn't have disappeared, could they have used that? Like, was that maybe going to be the plan, and Bonney like inadvertently ruined the plan to get him back his memories?
That would be brutal. If Vegapunk had to be like, I don't know, Bonney, I could have brought him back, but you touched the bubble.
Yeah, no, that would be a tough pill to swallow for Bonney. Bonnie's already like terribly depressed. You know, I don't think she's already messed up.
10-year-old. Oh boy. Yeah, Kuma's whole life flashes before his eyes.
Sad, dude. It was sad watching him running and remembering like his parents and Ginny and Bonney and his friends and Dragon.
It's wild when we have flashbacks within flashbacks.
Flashback
within the flashback of the flashback.
Yeah, no. This is kind of the part of the chapter where Oda just was twisting the knife, like we knew what was coming, and
the strings are being tugged.
Yeah, he's tugging them hard, baby. Yeah, Vegapunk, has a cute, like they have a good line where he's like, Vegapunk tells Kuma, he's like, you haven't caused anyone harm or trouble, but your death will bring pain to everyone who loves you.
Oof.
Dang, put that on my tombstone.
Your death has brought pain to everyone who loved you. Yeah, Vegapunk called Kuma a hero. And I don't know, I mean, in some ways he was. I wondered, when he said that, I was like, if somebody called Luffy a hero on his deathbed, would he still get mad about it?
Yeah, he's like, I'm still a pirate.
I'm not a hero.
Not a hero. Yeah. The final twist of the knife at the end. Kuma thanks Vegapunk, asks him to wish Bonney a happy 10th birthday when he sees her next. So.
Oh, brutal.
As he's like pulling the giant lever, just sobbing tears.
Yeah.
Goes to Bonney and
I can imagine the animation for that already. It's going to be a 15-minute scene with that lever moving like inch by inch every minute.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I think it'll be one of those emotional scenes like, like Robin asking for help. It's going to be one of those top tier scenes.
This was an emotional chapter. I'm glad that it was cool. We got a lot of answers. I think he wrapped it up really nicely. It's right before the holidays. We're going to move on to a really exciting part of the story. We're going back to Egghead soon.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the flashback's officially over now. Like that was the memories. Like the memory bubble's gone. Bonnie's crying. It looks like we're done.
Is there a break next week?
This is the part of the year where there's weird breaks where the chapter gets leaked early.
It does say break next week though.
Yeah, but it's like a we may or may not have a chapter to review, but that's fine.
That's all right. We'll come up with something.
We're entering the January time frame where there's only like 2 chapters, and it's a rough time.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, Newsies. Thanks for checking us out. It's been fun. We're Nakama News. If you like this video, go check out our last one. We made one on a fantasy draft with our strongest One Piece characters. It'd be great if you watched it. If you haven't yet, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to us. We're still trying to hit 50 here so we can make Jamie do something crazy. Follow us over on our social medias. We got TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. We're at the Nakama News on all of those. Check us out over there. Thank you guys for coming. You guys have a great day.
And that guy who said that I'm watching Two Piece, the only Two Piece I'm watching, bro, is your mom. Got him.
Peace out.